So the day after Christmas 2025, a brand new bank in Norfolk, Nebraska, population 25,000, Johnny Carson's hometown, minted 10 million digital dollars straight onto Ethereum and Polygon. Not Circle, not Tether, not JPMorgan, an actual chartered bank. Born from a crypto remittance app most people stopped watching years ago. And almost nobody knows. That company helped write the very law that made its own bank possible. This is Telcoin 101, the most patient play in crypto. So to understand why a crypto company would want to become a bank, you have to go back to Tokyo in 2017. Paul Neuner is a Notre Dame grad who'd spent a decade in telecom. His earlier company did fraud management for mobile carriers, so he knew exactly how phone companies move money and how they get robbed. He teams up with Claude Eguienta, a French computer scientist specializing in distributed systems, and they launched Telcoin on one simple observation. Look, billions of people have a phone and mobile money, but no bank. And when they send money home, the global average fee is around 6%. On a $200 transfer, that's grocery money. Their fix? Don't fight the phone companies. Partner with them. They raised about $25 million in a December 2017 token sale, capped Tel at $100 billion forever, and, telling detail, reserved a huge slice just for telecom partners. By February 2018, Telcoin became the first crypto company ever admitted to the GSMA, the association behind basically every mobile carrier on Earth. In 2020 came a quiet handoff. Eguienta moved on, Neuner took the CEO seat, and by early 2021, the first corridor went live, Canada to the Philippines through Gcash, at around 2% instead of 6%. Real product, real users, and almost nobody noticed. Now here's where this turns into something I haven't seen anywhere else in crypto. In May 2021, Nebraska passed the Financial Innovation Act, a law creating a whole new kind of bank, a digital asset depository. And the press release headline literally reads, Telcoin drafted legislation signed into law. Yeah, the crypto company drafted the banking law. The architect was Mark Quandall, a Telcoin advisor who used to run Nebraska's banking department. The sponsor, State Senator Mike Flood of Norfolk, who overlapped with Neuner at Notre Dame in the 90s. So instead of asking forgiveness, Telcoin helped write the rule book, then submitted to it completely. They filed their application on Halloween 2023. Sworn testimony at a public hearing. Conditional approval in February 2025. A $25 million raise to capitalize the bank. And on November 12, 2025, Governor Jim Pillen signed the first digital asset bank charter in American history. 743 days, application to charter. Neuner stood there and said, Norfolk, Nebraska can be at the center of the Internet of Money. 6 weeks later, the bank minted $10 million of eUSD, the first regulated bank-issued dollar stablecoin on public blockchains. And Senator Flood? He's a congressman now, shaping the federal stablecoin rules. One man links the state law and the federal one. All right, the tech, and stay with me, this part's fun. Telcoin is building its own layer 1, its own base blockchain like Ethereum, written in Rust, compatible with Ethereum apps. The consensus engine, the part that gets thousands of computers to agree, they didn't reinvent it. Their own GitHub says it's derived from Narwhal and Bullshark, the same engine family powering Sui, one of the fastest chains running. Picture it like this. Instead of one leader proposing blocks one at a time, every validator constantly broadcasts certified batches into a shared web, and the protocol reads the order out of that web. That separation is where the speed comes from. But here's the twist. On most chains, anyone with enough tokens can validate. On Telcoin network, validators must be GSMA mobile network operators, approved by a compliance council, holding a non-transferable membership token plus a 1 million TEL stake. Proof of stake plus proof of identity. And eUSD isn't a stablecoin in the Circle sense. Legally, under Nebraska statute, it's a tokenized bank deposit, a claim on a regulated bank, backed one-to-one by treasuries and deposits a state examiner actually inspects. One detail I love: the test network's chain ID is 2017, the founding year. The engineers left a birthday card in the code. Okay, trust time. The whole picture. December 2023, attackers drained about $1.3 million from user wallets on Polygon. Through wallet contracts the original audit never covered. Real failure. But watch the response. They froze the app, patched it, and restored every affected wallet from their own treasury within about 2 weeks. In a space famous for rug pulls, full restitution is rare. Then scale. Humbling. Remittances only send from the US and Canada today to around 20 countries. Reported volume is about $50 million a quarter. Single source. I'll flag it. Wise moves more before lunch. The blockchain? I pulled up their Explorer this morning. It still says testnet. About 73,000 total transactions. The app still runs on Polygon. Bank accounts still say coming soon. Mainnet slipped from first quarter to first half of 2026. And one paradox worth understanding. eUSD's reserves sit mostly in FDIC-insured banks and treasuries. But your eUSD itself is not FDIC-insured. They disclose that plainly. Vaporware? I'd argue the opposite. 1,200 plus GitHub commits, code landing literally today, a public security competition that surfaced 1,300 findings, an AI-assisted scan that just caught a consensus bug weeks before launch. Their roadmap says it best. We'll launch when it's secure, not when it's convenient. That's not neglect, that's sequencing. So why does a charter matter? Circle and Tether are massive, but they're not banks. Custodia, the Wyoming experiment, was denied a Federal Reserve account and spent years in court. Neuner's read, Wyoming asked how non-banks disrupt finance. Nebraska asked how a bank gets into this. And Telcoin's model doesn't need Fed access to function. But the doors are opening anyway. In March 2026, Kraken's Wyoming Bank became the first crypto firm with a limited Fed master account. And in May, the Fed proposed a new class of payment accounts for firms like these. And the Genius Act, last summer's federal stablecoin law, preserves a path for state-regulated issuers, the exact lane Nebraska built 4 years early. Japan activated its foreign stablecoin framework on June 1st. Telcoin immediately pointed to its planned digital yen, joining a quiet lineup of digital Canadian dollars, pesos, even one tracking the IMF's basket currency. Accenture projects up to $13 trillion shifting from traditional banking toward alternatives by 2030. In May, the association approved 900 million TEL to fund the mainnet launch. That window closes June 30th. After that, bank accounts inside the wallet, Visa cards spending straight from them, a Euro license in progress. Neuner's North Star, in his words, attach a US bank account number to a natively minted, self-custodied digital dollar. That's not a remittance app. That's infrastructure. So here's my takeaway. In stablecoins, the moat isn't speed or fees anymore. It's a charter. Watch what gets chartered, not what gets marketed. If you want to act today, verified, no speculation. The Telcoin wallet is live on iOS and Android. The bank at banktelco.in has a business account waitlist open, and the forum at telcoin.org is fully public. Read every governance vote yourself. Just know what you hold. eUSD is a regulated bank deposit token, but not FDIC insured. And keep one eye on that Explorer. If mainnet ships on schedule, it happens within weeks. If you learned something, a like and subscribe genuinely helps. And tell me below, Would you hold a digital dollar issued by a bank instead of a tech company? I read every comment. See you in the next one.